Hope everybody got some lunch and is feeling wide awake. My name is Steinberg. I have been with IOLAP for about 6 months now, and I have previously been in the technology space for many, many years in all sorts of different areas, running an e-commerce company, doing consulting for big projects, big clients in data analytics, business intelligence. And the latest product that we're actually bringing to market at IOLAP is a product we call Responsum, and it's in the space of conversational AI. So what I'm going to talk about today is what is conversational AI in the enterprise. So I'm focusing more on how do you automate the extraction of data from systems within your environment. How do you make that data readily available for your employees? And so if you don't know what conversational AI is, it's basically enabling the use of messaging apps or your voice to be able to create personalized experience for users. So automated experiences that allow you to really deliver quick results through natural language. So just a real quick summary of what that means. Basically you have a automatic speech recognition. So you're basically saying a phrase like, what are the opportunities for AWS in the next 3 months? You might be asking that of a CRM system. And the first thing that has to happen is you've got to be able to recognize that phrase somehow, be able to translate that, and take that language and then understand what is it that the user actually wants from this. So in this case, as the example, they're looking for opportunities in a CRM for a particular account over a time period. So I need to go and find that exact data and deliver that information to them just purely based on this natural language utterance. Another example would be something that you want to do to input data into a system. So you not only want to retrieve information, you might want to read an email or search for a file or things of that nature, but you also may want to do things like create an event or update a note on a particular opportunity, or whatever the case may be. There's a lot of different functions that you perform that can easily be done through natural language if the system can actually understand them. So the next step is the natural language processing engine. And that is, there are a lot of different options out there in terms of what type of technology can be implemented. At IOLAP, we use AWS significantly in our architecture. So as an example of an NLP would be Amazon Lex of all of the services that they offer. So at that point, you're basically going from the speech recognition to the NLP, and then you have to go to the system and actually get the information and then know how to respond favorably to the user in natural language for them to be able to understand what that response is, and then initiate either a new command, or maybe they want to communicate that information to someone else within the organization. So you end up with a response, and then you turn that textual response that you want to make back into speech. So that's the general idea behind conversational AI and being able to really turn natural language into a response to the user. So what do we need this for? So conversational AI is used in all sorts of different ways throughout organizations. Anybody here have a chat bot or some sort of voice bot that they have at their business? Got one? All right. So this is becoming more and more prevalent throughout the world, where people are wanting to either talk to their customers or wanting to be able to communicate internally more easily through the use of automated communication. And so for us, what we're looking at is really more about the enterprise and the difficulty there is to access data. So employees are constantly looking across systems. You guys probably log in to many different systems throughout the day, and you've got to decide where to go, what to do in order to find the answer to the question that you might have. Some job functions are less efficient without being able to be hands-free. You might be working at a restaurant or doing something where it would be great if you could access information or update information while performing your work and you didn't have to stop. Customers and employees ask the same questions repeatedly. So this might be, within your organization, you have an HR group, and employees have questions about their policies, and they're asking the same questions over and over and over again. I can't find this information. So if you were able to implement a more automated solution, then you might find that to be beneficial on a cost basis, but also allow your employees to focus on more higher productivity tasks. There's also, constant business metrics are changing, and you want to know why. So if you're able to set up a way for it to automatically go analyze other metrics and deliver you some reasons why that particular metric had changed. So my sales were up 10% week over week. Why? And so it might come back to you and say, this particular product line had a really good week, and that's the reason why the sales are up 10%. So benefits here. Employee engagement through messaging and voice is growing. People are more apt, especially the younger generation, to want to communicate through some form of messaging, whether it be social media or messaging apps like Slack or Teams or whatever you use within your environment. These bots are available all the time, and they can be scaled infinitely. And then one really important point here is the bottom one here. Train through your employees' thought process. So you're constantly having people asking questions in their mind of things that they want to go find in a system. And so they're thinking, okay, I need to go to my BI report. I need to pull up this report. I need to filter it by these different ways. And then I need to go find my information among all of this data. So in their mind, though, they're thinking what they want to find, but you don't really know. You're not tracking that. You don't have an understanding of what thought process they're going through as they're trying to come up with feedback for their manager or whatever it may be. So really being able to understand what is going through their head, because if they're asking these questions in natural language, then you actually are able to log and understand the actual metric they're looking for and what did they ask for next. And so building that intelligence, I think, is extremely important and can help an organization be able to drive new learning and help other employees be able to learn on the fly as they're able to take advantage of the thought process of maybe more experienced people in the organization. So what we've done at IOLAP is we've built a conversational AI platform that enables workers to update and query the enterprise through voice and chat. So whether it's so basically through any of these mediums at this point, and it will grow, we have a chatbot that is available in the browser that could be deployed to your own website. There is a mobile app which can also be deployed to your own mobile app. And we integrate with Slack and Teams and through customer support methods. So the real value here is the more users that we have, the more users within your organization, the greater the library is going to grow of the content that helps train other people and also helps drive answers more quickly and allows employees to find the information they're looking for in a more efficient manner, and thus allows them to go work on more higher value tasks because they've already been able to uncover the information from their systems. So as far as the platform goes, we integrate already to about 10 applications. Examples are Salesforce, ServiceNow, Zendesk, Office 365, all things you've probably heard of. We can integrate to any sort of system, whether it's a direct database connection or a proprietary system that has an API that we're able to pull data from. We would just have to have access to that. So one big key is that we build these experiences one time, and they're able to be deployed through all of these different channels. So you ask a question in Slack, you get an answer. You could do the same thing within the mobile app or on a browser. It doesn't make a difference. It's all going to provide you with a similar type of response. And so you don't have to build different solutions for all of these different platforms. And the training algorithm, which we went over, is really, really key here. So the more and more employees are interacting with the system, the more it knows, and the more the knowledge is going to grow. So it allows us to create guided conversations and lead the employees down a path of, knowledge learning, and just helps them, especially with repetitive tasks. You may on a daily basis want to have a briefing that provides you with some metrics for the day. Yesterday, sales were this, and we had an uptick in this particular metric, and this particular metric went down. And every day you want to hear the same thing, and you want to know what transpired in the prior day or the prior week. So there's endless possibilities. The key is that you're able to unlock this value with natural language. The other big key for the system is security, of course. So the product is built for the enterprise, and with all of our experience working with the type of clients that Nick and others have referenced today, we are able to support Active Directory. So OAuth, those are the two biggest ones in terms of our ability to connect to APIs, make sure that the security stays within the standards of your organization. And so there's a lot of things there that are configurable. So that's the end of the slides. The real thing I want to do now is actually show you how it works. So we'll do a demo. Hopefully this goes well. You never know. But we shall soon find out. All right. Okay. So this is the actual dashboard that is available on the product, which is called Responsum. And this allows you to get a view of your business. So you could see, what people are asking the most often, what they're asking that's not being answered for whatever reason. So maybe that just hasn't been something that, has been built yet. But you're able to sort of prioritize, and our team is able to prioritize and build these experiences in an even deeper fashion. So I'll just do some examples here just to give you an idea of how this works. As an example, you could see here on the bottom here, this is a guided conversation. So we're able to look at some systems that have been integrated and we're able to drill into these and try to find out information. So if I am initiating something like show me my newest opportunity, it's going to bring me up your newest opportunity is Pioneer Oil and Gas, and it gives me information. This information is directly from Salesforce. So I'm going straight into the source system. I'm getting the exact live data that exists there now. And I'm able to do that through a guided conversation. I could type it here, just like in a normal chat. Or we'll see if the speaker system works here. Show me my newest opportunity.
Your newest opportunity is Pioneer Oil and Gas, with a value of $100,000 in stage qualification, with the next step of contact Brendan, and with 10.0% probability to close on July 3, 2019.
So as you can see, let me stop the microphone. As you can see, you're using your natural language. It's understanding what you're saying. It's translating that, and it's saying, that means I need to go to Salesforce and retrieve this information. So this will work for any number of different systems, any type of opportunities here in terms of you might want to use a CRM system. You might want to retrieve email. You might want to retrieve files. I could do an example there. I'll do this one with typing, so it doesn't read all these file names from you. So I search for files with a particular word. This is basically just going to my OneDrive and finding these files. And then I can just open them from right here. So rather than opening up OneDrive and going to find it, or opening my Windows Explorer, I don't have to go to all these different places to engage with my systems. I can go in one place and retrieve files, ask for information, communicate that information to somebody else. Another example would be your company might have some significant frequently asked questions that either your customers are wanting to know or employees are wanting to know. In this example, basically what this is doing is, I'll show you here how this works. So as an example here, this is what we call an FAQ, frequently asked question connector. So what we do is we allow you to have a non-technical user be able to upload frequently asked questions in an Excel format, question and answer, and can update that at any time. And it will automatically then allow you to be able to ask the automated bot for the answer to these questions, and it will provide you with a response that is appropriate for whatever question is being asked. So as an example here, if I go to, can I have a TV, which is part of this example demo. So this is coming from a government website. It says, may the resident have a TV in their room. That's the FAQ it found amongst all of the other FAQs in the system. If it found maybe more than one, it would provide a bunch of different ones. It would give you the most relevant one first, if that's not the one you want. As an example, who is the lender? So this one says 2 FAQs found. It believes that this one is the most relevant, but there's other ones that you can either click here, or if you were interacting with voice, you could just say no, and it will give you the next one. So this is a great way to be able to automate communication of frequently asked questions to either your customers or your employees. and save precious time of your resources not having to answer these questions over and over again. Let's see. I will try another example here. Actually, what are the contact details for Paul Spencer?
I found one records for Paul Spencer. Best match is Paul Spencer, who is the contact for the Addison Police Department account. Title is Chief. Email is spencer@addisonch.gov. And phone number is 214-687-2644, in case you want to keep in touch.
So those are all kind of examples of retrieving of data. Another one would be, what if I want to update data? So I'm going on vacation and I want to schedule automatic replies in my email to be able to send those to people when I'm gone. So schedule automatic replies.
What is the start date for the auto reply?
November 1st.
What date would you like the auto reply to end?
November 5th.
Your automatic reply has been configured. I'll handle messages for now.
So in my email now, if I go there, I actually have auto replies that have been scheduled. So there's endless opportunities here to create conversations, to take data that you retrieve.
I could not fulfill your request.
It's going to keep listening.
What would you like to know?
Okay, stop listening to me. As you can see, though, it heard all the things that I just said. So in order to create these experiences, I think it's really important to figure out, where the productivity enhancements within your organization can be, and then from there design communication that you want to happen. For us, we're continuing to grow this library of content through all of our clients. And so every day the system is getting smarter and it's learning more and more about how to retrieve data for different types of requests, and how to input data for different types of requests. As you guys probably do in your systems, there's a lot of custom fields that you use, and we're able to support those as well. So if you have a custom field for some kind of metric that is not the normal metric that other people track, you would still be able to query information related to that field or update information related to that field. So that is basically it. What there is to do. So about questions. I kind of figured I'd get that question. So currently it supports English, but we are able to build support for other languages. The speech engine that we're using is actually Google's ASR. The rest of the platform is pretty much AWS, but Google supports a lot more languages, 120 languages. So we're able then to be able to translate. What we do is translate that to English and then initiate the same logic as we have. That's a good one. Google speech to text is the thing that's going to understand the accents. So to the extent that their model is trained to understand the accents, then if you have an Android phone and you talk, "Hey Google," and you say whatever you're going to say, if it understands you, then we'll understand you too.
So Steve, I guess to add to that, the original development of this was with our team here in Rijeka, and it understood our team in Rijeka better than our team in Texas. So
I would right on England as well.
Yeah.
I would test the skills
with my Texas accent, and I would blow the team up because it wouldn't work. But in their articulated, very, Queen's English, it was perfect. But in my Texas slang, it didn't do well. So we had to do things. There's things that Steve and team can do on certain words to train the model differently, and it's called SSML, Speech Synthesis Markup Language, that can help with different accents.
Can you use external libraries?
External libraries for language libraries?
Knowledge.
Knowledge libraries. We can, yes, is the answer. Does it do it turnkey out of the box like that? No, but we can build whatever as a customization. What kind of library are you thinking of?
Let's say Wikipedia or something like that.
Gotcha. Yes, it is the answer. We're working on being able to search some external libraries like that. I don't know if you've heard of Wolfram Alpha. That's another thing similar to, it's basically like a neural network type of search of a bunch of data that will provide you back general answers. So that will supplement the knowledge base that we have that really goes into actual systems to give you data. So,
third question. So when you're doing this understanding of the speech, okay, do you require the system to literally write down the sentence before it starts recognizing, or can you do it somehow on fly?
It doesn't have to, like, as far as when I talked and then it actually showed me what I had said. You can not have it come back and write it down first. You can also have it write as you talk.
No, it doesn't have to somehow synthesize the text before it starts recognizing, or can it literally recognize the text from the wavelength? From the wave, I mean.
It recognizes the text as you're talking from the wave. Yep, it does. We just don't display it to you on the screen until you're done, but we could be displaying it as you're talking. It's real time. Yep. But we don't go issue the command to go try to grab the data until we know everything that you've said. Yeah.
It's not the written recognition, right? Audio recognition is the sound.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Audio recognition. Yeah, it's the phonemes, right? So
Phonemes.
it takes the
Yes,
phonemes
exactly.
of the words
Exactly.
and sorts them out, and then at the end it applies context. So based off of the way the model's been trained, but yeah, it starts with phonemes.
Yep. Anything else?
I wish we invented that. Fun stuff.
Yes.
Is it able to recognize the context? Let's say I ask something about one object, and then I later want to know some property of that object, and if I ask my question without relating directly to that object, is it
Yes.
able to understand the context?
It will remember what you have asked previously, and it can hold that information in memory, basically, and then apply filters to that information so you can narrow down your results. You don't have to start over and say the same thing over again with more added to it. You can just say, okay, now, I asked for these opportunities. You gave me 100. Okay, now I want the ones where the revenue is greater than whatever. And then now there's only 5. So you don't have to say the whole phrase again. Yeah. Exactly. Any other questions? All right. Well, thanks,
Thank you.
everybody.